Do you want more screen real estate on your laptop? Well, you can buy one with a 17-inch display. Or you can hook it up to a wider screen. Or you can just get this ASUS Zenbook Duo. Sup peeps, Earl here, Tech, and today we'll share with you what makes this ASUS Zenbook Duo so special. So, roll that OBB. Dual screen laptops are not a new concept to ASUS. They've been doing it since 2018, starting with the Zenbook Pro 15 UX580 screenpad, the Zenbook Duo UX481 screenpad Plus in 2019, and the Zenbook 17 Fold OLED UX9702 foldable laptop in 2022. The design of the ASUS Zenbook Duo 2024 feels premium, minimalist, and basic, yet striking at the same time. The chassis is military grade and made from 90% post-industrial recycled magnesium and aluminum material. It features an elegant ink-wool gray finish that looks neat and professional. You'll also notice a lot of rubber grips through its frame, actually, since this device has different types of modes, which I'll be discussing later. Fingerprint smudging is not an issue here, thanks to its matte finish texture material. Now, as the name implies, Duo, meaning it has dual touchscreen display that gives you more real estate to work on. It has different modes: dual screen mode, desktop mode, laptop mode, and sharing mode. And let's break down each one of them. Starting with the laptop mode. This mode is the most commonly used and offers the best battery life since it only uses one display. It acts as a normal laptop that you are familiar with. Second is the desktop mode. This mode is perfect for developers, programmers, and writers. And if you need a portrait dual screen mode, just simply flap the kickstand to a 90-degree and even up to 95-degree angle. Open the display just like a book, detach a keyboard, and you now have a desktop view mode. And the third one is the dual screen mode. In this mode, you utilize the Bluetooth capability of your keyboard since it's already detached from the screen. You have the flexibility to move around while having those huge display areas. The great thing here is that the kickstand is really sturdy and can securely withstand the dual display. It will not slip around since it has those rubber grips, making it great for use if you're in a cafe or in a sofa. And if you accidentally left the keyboard at home, don't worry, you can still use the laptop as normal. In this mode, you can simply tap your 6th finger on the screen and the virtual keyboard will appear. Swipe down with your 6th finger to access the additional utility tools like handwriting, control panel, number key, and quick key. You can also tap with 3 fingers to switch to the virtual touchpad. You can even make it occupy the whole bottom part of the screen just for the trackpad if needed. It's not really the best experience, though you get a pretty accurate latency when typing, comparable to typing on your smartphone. It even has a keypad tone to add to the feel. And lastly, the sharing mode. This mode is best suited for team sharing or presentation. Basically, it gives you the flexibility to share your screen without the hassle of adjusting the screen for your audience, a situation we've all likely been in. In this mode, you will need to lay first the display flat, then in the Screen Expert Control Center, simply click the sharing mode. Here you have the option to choose to mirror the screen or use it as a separate monitor. The only catch in this mode is when you set it to individual screens. If both you and the person you're sharing the screen will tap at the same time, it will register the first tap and not treat them as individual gestures. This means it doesn't process it as a separate display. It's similar to a turn-based game. You'll have to stop before the other side can navigate the other screen. Moving on to the ports, on the left side, we can see a USB 3.2 Gen 1 Type A port labeled with 5 GB per second, ventilation grills, and 2 Thunderbolt ports USB-C which can accommodate an external 4K display. If the keyboard is inserted, we will also see the Type-C charging port, a Bluetooth on and off switch for the keyboard, and a LED indicator. On the right, we have another ventilation grill, audio combo jack, and a full-size HDMI 2.1. The back is also plain with just a thinner dash line type ventilation grills. At the bottom, we can see the kickstand in the center, speaker grills, and another ventilation grill, plus 4 rubber grips. What's missing here though is a card reader like micro SD card slot. Right now, I got the ASUS Pen 2.0 and this is included in the package with additional nibs and cable for charging. Unfortunately, there's no way to attach the pen besides the included laptop sleeve that also acts as a foldable stand which integrates a pen slot. Other than that, make sure to keep an eye on this pen because you might misplace this one. Before I move on to the keyboard, the only button you will see here is the power button located at the upper left near the hinge. Actually, it took me a while to know that it's actually a button since it has a similar appearance to the LED indicators for the battery and read or write activities. And speaking of hinges and the kickstand, both are actually sturdy. Because the top display is very thin and light, it wobbles but surprisingly doesn't flex. And the hinges are well made. If you place the top display flat or at an angle, it slightly lifts the bottom part for better airflow. And as for the keyboard, it is actually detachable and can be connected to what ASUS calls the pogo pins or via Bluetooth. Plus, the keyboard itself is a full-size ASUS ErgoSense keyboard and has a touchpad. This comes bundled with the machine when you purchase it. It features 1.4mm key travel, similar to older Zenbooks. The keys are on the silent side but have a nice ductility with a 0.3mm disc-shaped indentation and a 19.5mm pitch, and we also have a full dedicated function keys on top. Typing is very comfortable, thanks to its palm rest and the scissor key mechanism. Now the trackpad, which ASUS calls the ErgoSense touchpad, is made out of a high-end PVD coating. It feels smooth even while scrolling. And the great thing about the touchpad is it has an anti-fingerprint feature and doesn't have a very clicky dome switch shape. It's very responsive, accurate, and smooth to touch. The trackpad is also capable of multi-touch gestures like 3-finger and 4 fingers. It's relatively large and spacious. Here, look at this. Simply detach the keyboard from the laptop and the screen will just flicker for a few seconds, meaning it is switching to the dual mode display and that's it. If you then reattach it, it will immediately switch back to laptop mode. What I love about the keyboard is the snap-on magnetic design, which automatically aligns the keyboards with all its magnets wherever you put it. It will never be in the wrong position or lose connection. Due to the principle of magnet attraction, once the distance from the pins and magnet is within 1 centimeter, it will automatically align and snap together. Users also don't have to worry that the keyboard will slide out since it grooves to secure its place. The magnets are strong enough to always hold the keyboard in place but not so strong that it's hard to detach when you need to remove it. Once the keyboard is attached, it actually immediately starts charging, meaning you will never run out of battery for the keyboard. But if you want to charge it, it has a dedicated port on the left side. And the best part is zero latency once it's docked via the pogo pins. Do take note that the port is intended just for charging the keyboard and doesn't do anything else. Lastly, the back of the keyboard has this nice soft felt material, meaning attaching and detaching the keyboard from the second display won't even scratch it. Now, let's check out the display. The ASUS Duo has a dual 14-inch 3K OLED touchscreen. Excellent viewing from any angle and the colors are really vibrant and sharp. It also has 0.2 millisecond response time, a 120Hz refresh rate, 500 nits peak brightness, and more. This is actually great for creative individuals who need accurate colors and those who always need to have those popping colors and true black tones. Now, in terms of touch display responsiveness, both displays are pretty accurate, even when using the included stylus pen. There are also many gesture features. Even using just your fingers is pretty darn good. Very accurate. I even tried using my knuckle and it was the same experience. Kudos to ASUS for this feature. The ASUS Zenbook Duo 2024 has an integrated webcam with AI feature and they pack a lot of sensors within the camera section. From a mic, LED indicator, RGB lens, IR lens, IR LED, and ALS. Quality is what you'll expect from a webcam, but it does have the AI capabilities that enhance the quality and experience. Out of the box, the ASUS Zenbook Duo 2024 has a Windows 11 Home Edition. In order to have the full experience of the dual screen, ASUS added their own control center called Screen Expert. If you are a previous owner of the Zenbook, you will be familiar with this app. Actually, ASUS made a lot of effort in the software department too that makes the dual screen more useful. And one of our favorite features is the handwriting and number key where it uses the ASUS Pen stylus capabilities, or you can also just use your fingers. You will have an interface dedicated to scribbling and it automatically converts it to text. While the number key is a virtual full number pad key for those who prefer the additional way of using keypads. The ASUS Zenbook Duo 2024 configuration we have has the Intel Core Ultra 7 155N processor, 32GB of RAM, 1TB SSD, and an Intel Arc graphics. And for casual day-to-day productivity usage, hands down to this device because it's perfect for that. Multitasking, multiple applications open, it didn't bog down a single bit during our review. The only time we experienced some stuttering is during video editing. I'm not sure if it's a driver issue or compatibility issues in Adobe Premiere. The playback is not that smooth, but I tried other applications like DaVinci Resolve and CapCut, it didn't have the same issue. I did feel it struggled with multiple layers of effects, but not very drastic loss in terms of performance. It was still manageable even using Photoshop and Illustrator at the same time. And what surprised us is the performance didn't have any huge impact even when in battery mode compared when in plug. If you're curious about benchmarks, we'll splash them on screen as we move along. Aside from that, you can play games with this machine, but don't expect for a very smooth experience. It will be optimal in 1080p settings. For creative usage, it can definitely handle most of the tools that require GPU power or even CPU. The 32GB RAM is a big help, plus the large storage with its blasting fast read and write speed. In terms of audio, as usual, it still passes the Harman and Kardon drivers. It has dedicated software to tweak the sound equalizer from dynamic, game, movie, music, voice, and custom. Overall, the sound quality is okay. Loud but lacks the bass and a bit teeny to my liking. Probably because of the small speaker grills and their location underneath the chassis. The Zenbook Duo 2024 has a dual-band Wi-Fi 6E and Bluetooth 5.2. It offers a good set of connectivity options for external display and fast transfer speed for Thunderbolt and USB port. Though it didn't come with an Ethernet port or even an adapter, which might be critical for some, but if you're used to using Wi-Fi connectivity, it will not be a problem. As for the battery, it has a 75-watt R-lithium polymer with an included 65 watts Type-C portable power adapter. At first, I was not that confident to power up this device. It seems to look like a smartphone adapter, but it does the job. And in fact, I'm digging the size of this charger. It's very compact and portable. In laptop mode, I managed to get 8 hours of battery life, which is decent for its class. Although if you constantly use the second display, that will drastically shrink down to 4 to 5 hours depending on your usage. Now that we are at the end of this review, the question remains, is the Zenbook Duo 2024 for you? Among all the laptop manufacturers, only ASUS is one of the few striving to set the bar higher when it comes to dual screens. And the Zenbook Duo 2024 is a testament to that. To be honest, when I showed this to our friends in the creative industry during our review period, they were actually surprised by the price for what it offers. Take note, 2 of them are actually owners of the ASUS Zenbook Pro Duo. That's why they were surprised by the features it offers. I even asked them before showing this laptop what improvements they wish for in their existing machines. They told me that they hope it would be lighter, have a larger second display, better battery life, better portability, and be more affordable. That being said, it checked all those boxes, and with that, I think ASUS hit the sweet spot with the Zenbook Duo 2024. Even from our experience, we enjoy the luxury of having more screen real estate. I usually can only do this on my desktop workstation since it has a larger display for multitasking. After using this machine for several weeks, we just want to have the same experience without having to sit down at my desk to accomplish the same tasks. It gives more creativity, flexibility, and freedom to do other things. For example, going to coffee shops to enjoy different views while chatting and meeting new people. And in terms of performance, it may not have the latest and greatest RTX GPU and be the most high-spec laptop, but for creative professionals, this is a dream come true to finally have a well-capable machine that provides freedom, portability, and flexibility for any productivity workflow. For this configuration, it will set you back only for $129,995. Not the most affordable out there, but what it offers, it's the only one in the market right now. So, if you find this video helpful and informative, do hit that like button, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and hit that bell icon so you won't miss any of our future uploads. Don't forget to follow us on our socials, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, or X, and visit yugatech.com for the latest tech news and reviews. Again, this has been Earl, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!